Hi, everybody. Welcome. We're so excited that you've taken the time to join us. My name is Stephanie. I will be your MC for the next hour as we talk about a subject we are all very pumped about, which is the redesign of our mobile app. I am a VP of marketing here at SimplePractice, and I am calling in from the Bay Area in Northern California. So for anyone else on the West Coast, excited that we are sharing the same time zone. But on with our programming, I've got some speakers with me today that are subject matter experts on the topic we're about to talk about, our mobile redesign. So I'd like to introduce them. They're going to join me in our session. First, we have Dina.
Hi, my name is Dana Rome. I'm a senior product designer on the mobile team, and I'm coming to you from Los Angeles.
Great. We've got one more speaker, and I believe she's, coming around the curtain.
Hey everyone, sorry about that. Amita Agnihotri, I'm a VP of product here at SimplePractice, calling in from Seattle, Washington, West Coast as well with Steph.
Fantastic. All right, so between the three of us, you have two subject matter experts and one person that will ask a lot of questions that hopefully answer and also mirror what is on everyone else's mind. Okay, so we are here today to talk about our new mobile app, the redesign, and just kind of give you all the ins and outs, show you a demo, answer all of your questions about it, because A, we're really psyched about it, and B, we know how many of you use it and really rely on it for your everyday, on the go, just keeping you up to date with everything happening with your practice. And we know how important it is to your everyday, to your practice, to your workflows. So we want to take the time to talk to you guys about it. So before we get into the demo, we wanted to have just, a dialogue about what we were thinking and what was the context behind this redesign. Why are we here today? How did we come about doing this? So we're going to enter the segment that I call Steph and Amitha are now Regis and Kelly, or whoever that's how old I am, whoever the actual talk show hosts are. I'll be Regis. And I'm going to interview Amitha and ask her a few questions that hopefully also answer maybe some questions that you guys were thinking, or might be also things that you were thinking of. So you have that in mind when we go through the demo that shows the new redesign of the mobile app. All right. So first question is, Amitha, what led us to redesign the iOS app in the first place? Why did we even start this?
Yeah, great question. So as many of you know, the Clinician app has been around for the better part of 10 years. And during that time, a lot of new technology has come into play. We've added a ton of features on the web app, and we wanted a technology stack that allowed us to build faster, deliver more user-friendly experiences, and allow us to get releases in your hands faster. So we embarked on this journey to go move our technology stack. And a couple benefits of that is better performance, better scalability. What that really means is that it should work more seamlessly for you. It should be faster for you. It now allows us to display on iPads as well, which is a great benefit. And then through this process, we redesigned and made some of our workflows more seamless and then added features along the way. So a lot more ability to address some of the voice of the customer inquiries that have come into play, some of your requests around being able to view more options on the calendar, being able to view things like the intake forms are all now in the app. And we're really excited to be able to finally get to this stage where you all get to use it.
Awesome. Okay. So I heard modernization, easier to use, better performance. So that makes sense to me. Okay. I like that. Also iPad, huge for a lot of you I know that use our app on an iPad. So how were we thinking about this? What were like the guiding principles that we were thinking of or that we created when we actually were approaching the redesign?
Yeah, there's when you build products, you look at a lot of things. First and foremost, we always start with a customer obsessed point of view. So what were requests coming from clinicians? How do they use the app? We often talk about internally jobs to be done. That's maybe a fancy way to say, like, what are you using it for? What's it most effective for? What we realize about the mobile app, it's highly used. And it's really a great tool to use in between sessions. It's something that you want to be able to take quick actions on and look at day-to-day information. So like, what's my upcoming appointment? Have I received a certain form from a client? And just making those front and center were part of it. So some of it was qualitative and quantitative data, research with clinicians. And then beyond that, it was really around internal measurements like performance, latency. So how long does it take for the app to load? How do we make sure we're delivering the best experience for you? Those were all some of the criteria we used as we thought about how to redesign the app and really put the best experience at your fingertips.
Got it. Okay. So I know we took into account a lot of just the central, nature of this app and how much people use it, how often, how were they thinking of it when we were approaching the redesign. So how does the updated app experience then support that goal, right, that we determined of helping our customers work more efficiently?
Yeah, so we definitely took into account how people use it. Some of the core jobs to be done are things like looking at my calendar, being able to take a quick scan of client information, being able to understand what's upcoming on my day, and being able to fill out paperwork on the go. We took that into account in terms of how we thought about what are you doing, how do we reduce the number of steps to take an action, and then make it generally more usable, make it more intuitive. So some of the things that we're excited about are within the app, there's now icons that show different features or different information for you front and center. So it's easier to digest what we're showing. So a lot of small tweaks that really make it more intuitive for you. And then I mentioned iPad at the top, but having access to an iPad, making sure that we're using the real estate that an iPad provides. So it's a bigger screen, and being able to use it in that whole surface area is something we can now do.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so I heard simpler, easier, more intuitive, optimized for the device you're using, whether that's your iPad or your phone. Awesome. Love those. That sounds like it will help customers be more efficient. And then you spoke a bit about this because I know this is months and months, and I know we also talked to a lot of customers, but can you dive more into how the customer feedback we got influenced the direction of the redesign?
Yeah, so along the way, we did a ton of research. So we started with voice of the customer research, as well as qualitative assessment of like what's being used today, how often are different features being used, what are pain points we're seeing. Often in builds like this, we do user research where we shadow a clinician using the app. And we look at what are you doing? How are you completing a task? Where are you hitting friction in that experience? And then we look to redesign around that. As we went, what we started with this new build is we actually started with a small group of about 300 customers. Once we had what we thought was a production ready app. So that's something we thought we could release. We had a small group of about 300 people test the app, give us feedback, and make sure that it met the criteria we had set out to do. From there, we made some enhancements. So as an example, within this 300 user group, we were given some feedback around how we were displaying the calendar views, and we actually went and fixed that to meet some of the suggestions that we were hearing back. After this, we actually scaled it to a larger test audience. As some of you have noticed, and I think I saw a couple comments in the chat here, there's right now 2 apps in the App Store. That was intentional. Why was it intentional? Is we wanted to get more feedback on how the product works. When you do mobile app development, it's not that easy to switch out a product. And what we really wanted was data to make sure that it was working as expected. We do extensive quality checks on our end, but we also want customer feedback to make sure that we didn't miss anything that was important to you. So we got more extensive testing, and now we're at a point where we're ready to go. We think we've hit the bar on both qualitative, quantitative metrics and user research. So we're excited to finally be at a spot where we can deploy this.
Wow. Okay. So just in case people did not catch that, I heard Amitha say we actually built another app. so we could get enough information and make sure that we know this critical app, which we know so many customers rely on, was up to snuff, was up to our standard, right? Was working exactly how we wanted it to before we decided to release it to everyone, just because we cannot risk, anything happening with this critical app. So appreciate that explanation in case people like me were like, why are there two? That's odd. So really, really appreciate that. Anything else you want to share about the months and months and months that so many people have been working in service of this really exciting launch?
No, I think we hit on a lot of the main points. We as a team are really excited to be at a spot where we're about to release this. I think many of you probably have seen some pop-ups in the app letting you know that we'll start to upgrade you to the new experience starting July 14th. So very, very soon it will be in your hands, and we're excited to learn more about how you're using it, what else we can do to continue to improve the app and make it a better experience.
All right, fantastic. Well, hopefully that context was helpful, guys, and answered, maybe some of the other questions you were thinking of. But without further ado, Dana's here to take us through a demo.
Yeah, so let's kick off the demo videos. First up, we have the calendar. The calendar is our most used feature in the app, and we focused our improvements on increasing clinician control over these calendar views so you can better manage your day. When you log into your SimplePractice app, your calendar immediately syncs to show you your appointments. You can now choose between 4 different views: day view, week view, month view, and schedule view. Select whichever view you find the most helpful to plan your day. We also now have calendar filters, which allow you to filter by clinicians in your practice as well as office locations. To make an appointment, you can tap on the plus sign in the top right corner or tap on an open space in your calendar. You can also tap and hold on appointments and drag them to adjust their start time. A couple more things about the calendar. Like I said in the video, it automatically syncs with web, so you have a faster load time when you open the app. A big change is now you can view your entire appointment history from the app, where before it was just the past month. And a large improvement for groups is the ability to filter by clinicians in your practice, similar to the web experience, so you have increased visibility and collaboration. Before an appointment, tap on the appointment details to view and manage your upcoming appointment. You can start a telehealth session right from this page by selecting the Start Video Appointment button. If you are using NoteTaker, you can also start recording from this page. On the appointment detail view, you can review your appointment date and time, add documentation, review the service cost, and create an invoice and add payment for an appointment. To edit the appointment, select the Edit button in the top right corner. You can review previous appointments by tapping on the Previous button at the bottom of the screen, and review upcoming appointments by tapping Next. You can also tap on the client's name to review their profile before an appointment to view outstanding balances or any pending files. So the appointment details page is a key screen in the mobile experience where you can complete a lot of tasks, both pre-session and post-session. Overall, it's a pretty similar experience. There's just some updates to the hierarchy and a little bit more information. The feedback we've gotten so far from clinicians we've talked to and surveyed have told us they appreciate more information, and it's a really quick learning curve. Next, we're going to take a look at some of these post-session tasks from the appointment details page. After a session, you can return to the appointment details to write your notes and bill. To write a progress note, find the documentation section and select the Add next to progress note. Here you can select from your different templates or load previous note. You can save your note and quickly sign your note, and then close your note when it's locked and signed. Next, you can create an invoice and add a payment. Select the button Create Invoice and Add Payment. Review the information and continue to payment. Here you can select your payment method and then select Confirm Payment. You can see your payment was added successfully and a paid badge is now applied to your invoice. So a few extra points here. We spent a lot of time talking to clinicians and trying to figure out how we can reduce the amount of steps it takes to complete these admin tasks after an appointment. One really large improvement we're excited about is the progress note page. So it's a lot more similar to Web Now, where it's just one page with all the fields you can fill out versus what it is now, where you're switching back and forth between questions.
All right. Okay, so I know we went through some demos, we talked about context. Let's take a little pause so we can take some questions now. Quick PSA, please put your questions in the Q&A part, not the chat, 'cause that's how we'll access them and answer them. And then please upvote any questions that you've also had, because we're going to answer them in order of most upvotes. Okay. I'll repeat that again when we get to another Q&A section. All right, so starting at the top, I'm going to share so everyone can see the question that has the most upvotes. This question is from William. Thank you for asking, William. And he wants to know, what about Android? Not everyone uses Apple products. That is true. Let's see. Dana, do you want to take this one? I mean, either of you could answer, but.
Yeah, I can take that. We are slowly releasing features on Android, the same features. So there's parity between the two experiences. Android didn't require this full foundational reboot that we needed to make. But yeah, we're working on both Android and iOS products. Okay,
so stay tuned for that, William. We're going to try to reach out to you when we have that, so you're one of the first to know. Okay, let's see. Moving on to the next one. Let me share. Okay, there are two different clinician apps, very eagle-eyed, this question's from Chloe, that come up in the App Store, which is the correct one. And you kind of heard us talk about that. I will hand this one over to Amita. I think I know maybe, but I'm gonna let her answer. Which one is the correct one?
Yep. The one that will be the primary app starting July 14th is the one with the white background and green butterfly. Or if you happen to change it to dark mode, it's the green and white one. If the majority of you should be on that one already, so automatically starting July 14th, if you have background updates turned on, which you can do in settings, that will refresh and update to the new app. The one here on the right with the yellow icon was the one that I mentioned was our test app, where we wanted to just make sure we get more data, make sure we kick the tires and understand if there's any issues. That one we will deprecate over time. In the app, you'll receive banner messaging letting you know to switch back over to the main app. But in a week, you will be told in the product very clearly whether or not you need to switch over. But most of you should be on the primary, which is that white and green one.
Okay, fantastic. So X on the yellow and white one, thumbs up on the green and white one, and it's probably the same one you're already on, is basically the takeaway there. Krishna has the same question. So Krishna, hopefully you heard that answer just now. The right one for everyone that is super eagle-eyed is the green and white one. Okay. This next question, it's a statement, but we can talk about it. Is editing invoices is a huge issue. This is coming from Paul. I'm guessing, Paul, maybe you're going to say something like, and so what are we going to do about that? Maybe is the question. Let's see. I'll start with Dana.
Yeah, I'm assuming that this is about being able to edit your invoices on mobile, which currently we don't allow. So that's great feedback. I don't know, Paul, if that's what you're referring to, but I think it is. And all these upvotes tell us that that's an important task on the go that we need to prioritize. So yeah, that's great feedback for us to take back and prioritize as a fast follow.
Okay, got it. Thank you for asking, Paul. Okay, let's see. Moving on to the next one. This question is from Pat. We did talk about this, so maybe we'll just do a quick shout out in case maybe you join late, Pat. But I think maybe I'm gonna add to your question where it's saying, when will Android be available? Is maybe what you're asking, or like, is Android available? So Dana, quickly, do you want to summarize what you'd mentioned before?
Yeah, Android is available. We have an Android app. We are giving Android the same feature updates that we have on mobile on the iOS app. we aim to have the same features in both app and a smooth experience for both apps. So right now, they're almost exactly the same, and we'll make sure that they stay the same going forward.
Got it. Okay. Thank you for asking, Pat. All right, let's see. Oh, a new one has just been upvoted to the top. Let me share this. This question is from Jocelyn, and she's saying the green and white one says it's client portal. I think maybe you mean it's saying it is a client portal, and you can always add if I'm putting words in your mouth. There is a black and white one for clinicians. Is that the correct one? I'm going to go ahead and say it's the green and white one, but Dana, Mitha, do you want to help us clarify?
Yeah, it's like the tone of green we're talking about. So there's a really bright green one with a white logo, and that is the client portal. And then there's one that is a white background and a really dark green, which kind of reads as black and white, and that is the correct one. So I would look out for the white background, and it's labeled SimplePractice for clinicians.
It's a great question though, Jocelyn. Again, I can tell you're very detail oriented because we're talking shades of green here. And I probably also would have that question if I'm staring at these apps. Like what? There's a lot of green and white. So I appreciate you calling that out so people can make sure they get the right one. Okay, let's see. I move on. Okay, this next question is from Erica, and she is asking, where do we get the updates or the updated app? Amita kind of covered this because there'll be a notice, but do you want to repeat what you mentioned?
Yeah, so starting July 14th, so this upcoming week, you will be automatically upgraded. So you don't have to do anything as long as you have the app background refreshed set up. You will automatically update to the new product next week. If you want to check that on iOS, if you go into settings, under settings, you need to go to your apps and find the SimplePractice app and just make sure background app refresh is turned on, toggled on under settings. For those of you with iOS devices, Apple devices, most of the settings and controls are in the settings area of the app, of the mobile device, not the app itself. But make sure that's turned on, and then when next week, you'll just get the update sometime next week.
Great. All right, so stay tuned for that. Let's see. I'm going to move on to the next one. I was going to stop sharing, but that's okay. It disappeared. Okay. All right, thank you. Thank you, team. All right, we're going to move on to the next question, which is from Tyler. It's a very popular question, guys. And so I may even pretend that I'm going to know the answer, but actually, no, I'm just repeating what Dana and Amitha said. But when will the new app experience be available on Android? Will new features and releases always be on iOS first? Great question, Tyler.
Yeah, I think we've answered this a couple of times, but I'll just add some more color. So the majority of the features we're talking about are on Android, and actually you all received these features first because we were able to deliver them as we built them. iOS, because we had some more of the back end platform work to do, right? We did a redesign on the back end because of a bunch of things related to performance. We've had to hold those features on iOS. So for those of you on Android, the majority of these features you've had for several months. So hopefully you're enjoying them and are using them already.
Okay, we have some loyal Android users here, guys, and I get it. I totally get it. Okay. Let's see. Our next question is from Audrey, and she is asking, do we no longer need the separate telehealth app? Let's see. I will send that to Amitha first.
So you still do need the telehealth app. We haven't yet pulled in that functionality into mobile on telehealth. So we're looking at it. It's a use case that we've considered. Some people love having the standalone app for telehealth. It's a smaller app. It takes less of your device's storage. Some people, I'm not sure, Audrey, where you stand, but some people don't like having a separate app. But we will keep this feedback in mind of as we consider future releases, whether we should go make this change.
Got it. All right, guys. I'm going to pause there. And we're going to come back to questions, but we've got some more demos. So we want to make sure you have all the key information. So I am now going to pivot to Amitha, who will take us through additional demos.
Yeah, awesome. So the next thing we'll look at on the new app is the new client information. This is a widely used feature, and being able to access your client information quickly was top of mind. We made some changes on the user interface as well as access to information. So we'll take a look at what we've done.
The Client tab is a list of all of your practice's clients. In the top right, you can use the filter to narrow down the list of clients. You can filter by clinician or by client type and sort by name. In the far right corner, you can add a new client. When you select a client, you can review their profile. At the top of the client's profile, we have quick communication tools. So if a client has a phone number, you can quickly access it here. We also show you their email if that's on file and secure messaging if it is enabled. Below, we show your next appointment with your client and have space for you to write an admin note. You can get a quick glance of a client's status by viewing the badge for pending, billing, and any pending files. To edit any client information, go into the Client Info tab, and to get in contact with any of their contacts, view the Contacts tab.
Great. Well, we've heard from a lot of clinicians that being able to easily access client information is really important. So we're excited to get this out, have more visual displays of things like next appointment, balance, pending files. And then we've added new features like being able to view intakes or consent forms on the mobile. So we hope this is more useful and helps you streamline your day-to-day actions. And then next up, we're going to take a look at the iPad. This is something we hear a lot on voice of the customer feedback and being able to display the information correctly on an iPad. So let's take a look at what we've done.
The mobile app is now optimized for iPad, so you can complete your workflows on the go on a larger device. iPad has the exact same set of features as the mobile app, but with a left side navigation similar to desktop. On the Calendar tab, our views mimic the desktop due to the larger real estate, with day, week, month, and schedule view. In the Client tab, you can view and manage your practice's clients and quickly view their client profiles. In the Reminders tab, you can stay up to date with custom and automated reminders. You can use secure messaging to message your clients on our HIPAA secure platform. Lastly, you can tap on your avatar to manage your app settings.
Great. Well, with that new iPad release, it's a larger mobile option. You get a lot of the same functionality you would on desktop in terms of display, and we're able to use the full real estate, so the full screen size on the device. So we're really excited about the new updates, allowing you to use it on the go.
Okay. All right. So it was a bunch of information that we shared visually with our demos, which we hope was helpful because different types of learning. I personally tend to be a very visual person. But we do have some next steps coming because if you've been here with us since the beginning, you may have heard Amitha and Dana say how this will actually be rolled out on the 14th, right? So next week. So with that timeline, Amitha, what is next that customers can look forward to and expect in terms of the new app being updated?
Yeah, so we've talked about this a little bit, but just as a refresher, starting next week on the primary white and green or white and black app, it's a really deep green color, you will get the update. As long as you have app background refresh turned on, you can check that in settings on the iOS device and make sure that's turned on. So you'll receive that update next week. If you are on the test app, the yellow and white icon, you will get messaging in the product to switch back, go download the primary app, and then you'll receive the same functionality. Starting next week, there will be no difference in terms of what functionality is available on the two apps. But what we will do at some point is no longer update that yellow and white app. So we're not maintaining two similar duplicate applications. So that's the main difference. And I think I hit on this at the beginning, but why did we do this? Really was to get test data, to get into the weeds here. When you go work on iOS applications, when you upgrade people, everyone upgrades at once. On a web product, I'm able to go release this to a few customers and then 1,000 customers and then 2,000 and get feedback along the way. On a mobile device, on iOS releases, everyone upgrades at the same time. And what we didn't want to do is go release this and have the hundreds of thousands of users that we do have on the Clinician app get an experience we weren't confident in. We were confident in the features and the releases. I mentioned we did quality checks on our end, but it's always good to get data from actual customers on how it's working. And the best way we could do this was to release a second app so that we get that full confidence that we hadn't done something unintentionally silly. So a little bit of the weeds here, but that's the reason why we did what may look like a silly process, but it was really to make sure we weren't missing any surprises along the way.
Yeah, got it. Oh my gosh. And I'm thinking to myself, like, wait, we need to update the color schemes because it depends on your phone too, right? You're like, is this orange? Is this yellow? What is this? But just to reiterate, guys, that was a huge decision I know that we made to not just like, because I think it's technically easier, I mean, to keep me honest, to just sort of flip the switch and have everyone update at once. But that felt like we just wanted to really, really make sure that what we were releasing to all of our customers was triple, quadruple checked to make sure that it was, up to snuff and working exactly how we wanted. So hence exactly. The temporary confusion, guys. But keep asking all of these really good questions so that we can make sure you have all the information as we prepare for the redesign, which we're really excited about. Speaking of which, let's go back to some more questions, guys. Okay, let's see. Where did Dana go? We're going to make her come back up here too so she can keep answering questions with us. Okay, here are, Erica has a great question. Erica, I feel like you asked another really good question. Or maybe it was a different, no, I think it's the same one. Does the app now automatically save notes to prevent loss of notes when it reboots, closes? Dana, do you want to start with this one?
Sure. Yeah, we actually our team is working on autosave. So that is in the works, but right now you do need to save, type your notes and save. We are hoping that the progress notes page is easier to complete now that it's in one long page rather than you having to flip back and forth. But Erica, just know it is coming soon.
Okay, great question. Okay, next great question is from Aaron. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Aaron? Hopefully, like I said, one of those is right. Aaron or Aaron. Can we message with clients through the app? Do you want to take that one, Dana or Amitha?
Yes. Yeah, I can take that. Yes. If your client has their client portal enabled, you can message them through the app. So when you're setting up your client, make sure you enable their client portal, put their email address when you're creating a new client, and then it is a secure HIPAA compliant messaging platform that you can use.
Fantastic. Hopefully that is a huge upside for you, Aaron. Hopefully you're like, sweet, I didn't realize that. Okay, let's see. Moving on to our next question from Erica, who is, I think, a power user and has so many fantastic questions. Okay, she's asking, can we look at our notes while on telehealth now? Is there a split screen option? Amitha, do you want to take that one?
Yes, there's no split screen option currently. We hear this request pretty frequently, so it's definitely on our radar. And we'll certainly take this feedback in mind as we make future roadmap prioritization decisions.
Great. All right. Thanks for that call out, Erica. Okay. And then Erica has the next question, guys, because she is full of really good ones, which is where do we get the updates or the updated app? And I think you heard Amitha say this, right? Because it will basically, you don't really have to do much. It's going to happen automatically. And it's the green and white one / black and white one, depending on what your phone looks like. It's kind of like the background of this question. It's like this very dark green, guys. Anything you want to add there, Dina, Amitha?
I don't think so. Go ahead, Dina.
Oh, I was just going to add, if you have auto updates turned on, it'll automatically happen, upgrade you to the new app experience. If you don't have that turned on, we'll have in-app notifications for you to tell you that it's time to upgrade.
I would turn that on, friends, but that's just me. I also like auto pay bills, so that's how my brain works. Okay, let's see. Let's go to the next question, which is from Dwight, and he is asking, why can't practice managers access the mobile app? It's a good question. Dana, do you want to take that one to start?
Sure. So this app is meant to be a companion app focused on clinicians, allowing them to reduce admin work between sessions. So our focus has primarily been like quick, easy tasks that can be completed by clinicians. But we hear you, and it is something that we've heard a lot of our clinicians wanting admin access. And so just wanted to call out that we hear you, and it's something that we have plans to look into for sure, like schedulers, billers, admin, to provide access.
Got it. Okay. Let's see. Another popular question, guys, from Shannon. Is the app available on iOS and Android platforms? I'm going to say yes, but more information from Dana and Amitha. We've kind of covered this, but in case you joined late, Shannon.
Yeah, the app's available on both platforms. The majority of features are the exact same or available on both iOS and Android. There's a few features on Android that aren't yet in the product, a couple of calendar features that we're working on, but mostly as an organization, or not mostly, as an organization, we attempt to have both of these products in parity. So we will always release the same features on both products.
Great. Okay, let's see. Our next question is from Lanisha, which hopefully I'm saying her name right. I've noticed that when I need to message a client who is a sibling, if the parent has added his or her email as the same for both children, I can message through their portals individually. I will get a message stating email already in use or something like that. Is this issue going to change? I think I get the question. Let's see. Has added their, okay, so it's, I think if the parent has the same email as the child in their profile, is that right?
Yeah, I think it's a question if you want the minor to have client portal access to add their email or not. But right now, we do just have like only one email per person, but that's great feedback for us to take back and look into the client portal settings.
Great. Thanks for asking, Lanisha. Okay. The next question, just in order, is, which I'm going to flash because we did this one, we did cover, guys, but from Audrey, she's asking, will the upgrade be automatic or do we need to download? Remember, if you have auto update turned on, then for you, it is automatic. But otherwise, you should get little in-app notifications saying to download. Someone keep me honest, but that was, guys, I learned that. I mean, I'm just telling you what I learned. So hopefully that was helpful. Thanks for asking, Audrey. Okay, next question. From Anna, can you adjust availability on the mobile app? I'm guessing you mean calendar availability, Anna. Dana, you want to take that one?
So yeah, right now we cannot, you cannot adjust your availability on the app. Right now it's just on the web experience.
Okay.
But great feedback. Also, hearing all these questions are great for us.
But noted. Okay, and our next question is from Crystal, and she's asking, has the mobile app issue with overheating phones been fixed as well? I'm not sure if there's a big issue.
Yeah, thanks for this question, Crystal. We haven't heard of any recent issues with this. So if you are having that issue, if you wouldn't mind submitting a CS ticket and our team will investigate for sure. We do track standard metrics such as overheating, app crashes, etc., and are looking at those daily. And I have not seen any issues in the recent weeks, but that does not mean you're not having that issue. So if you are, please file a CS ticket so we can get a better understanding of what's happening.
Got it. All right. Thanks for asking, Crystal. Okay. Please contact us so we know about the overheating as well. Okay, let's see. Chloe is asking, can you please skip the questions that have already been asked? A lot of repeat questions are due to the fact they were all asked before the Q&A started. Totally appreciate that, Chloe. It's hard to know because we know people trickle in and out. So we're trying to just do it right in order because we think that's kind of the most democratic versus sort of executively deciding to skip people. But we hear you. Yes, totally. We definitely, and I am not even one of our hero CS people on this call, but we are certainly not opposed to answering the same question many times because we want to make sure that as many people as possible have this information. But I hear you. Okay, Anna is asking our next question, which is, when we call clients, will it come from our personal or work number? Dana, do you want to
I
know?
actually need to double check this, but I believe that it comes from your whatever phone number is used on your account that's connected to your SimplePractice account. So we can double check this and get back to you, Anna.
Okay, great question though. Let's see. Our next question is from Chris, and he is saying, I'm late to this Q&A, and this may have been answered, but can practice managers use this app? Chris, I'm going to introduce you to Chloe. No, just kidding. It was answered or was asked, but it's still a good question. And the answer is, which Dana gave, which I'm going to repeat really quickly, is that they cannot, because it's really to help clinicians deliver care. We know that that is important, and it's on our list. Did I do a good job, Dana, of repeating your answer? Okay. Okay, got it. But hopefully that helps, Chris. It's a good question. Okay, let's see. And Chris, I think you submitted the next one. It's literally the exact same, friends. Although it's the only reason I'm skipping it. Okay. Patricia is saying she would not have seen it. I know. I hear you, Patricia. I mean, it could be navy, right? I mean, like mallard green. It's hard to know. You know, we should just start Pantone colors. I hear you. It's a good point. I don't think that's a question, but important point. That's fair. Okay, let's see. Next question is from Elena, and she is saying, can admin accounts use this app? I think that's probably similar as practice managers. Right. Dana, is that right?
Right, that's the same.
Okay.
So they currently cannot. It's currently just for clinicians, focused on a clinician app. But we are getting a lot of feedback in this live stream and on user voice of clinicians wanting admin access. So we will definitely look into that for you.
Great question. Okay. We're trying to just answer as many as possible, guys. I am kind of moving quickly here. Our next question is from Espen. Will the app auto update, or is this a second app for clinicians only? I'm not sure what you mean by second app for clinicians only, but it will auto update if you have auto updates turned on. That I know. Hopefully that answers your question, Espen. Anything you want to add, Dana, Amitha?
No, we covered it.
Okay, all right. Our next question is from Paul. Paul is asking, and maybe in a very deliberate way, Paul, I really appreciate the emphasis you're putting on this. Are you working on a dictation option for notes? Hopefully I said that in the way that you were thinking about it. Dina, do you want to take that one first?
Yeah, so we do support dictation, and it should work. Just like the previous app has dictation, we also support using a stylus if our clinicians want to use a pencil on iPad or on their phone.
All right. Yeah, so hopefully that is helpful, Paul, but I appreciate you asking. Great question. Okay. Let's see. Tatiana has our next question, and she's saying, will you be able to see all the clinicians' schedules in your practice on the app now?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dana.
No, you go ahead. I've answered a lot.
Yeah, you will be able to see all of your clinician schedules. There's a filter option to select a clinician. What we found is, especially on a mobile device, on an iPad, there's a little bit more real estate, but on a mobile device, especially for larger practices, it becomes quite cumbersome to have all clinicians displayed. So there's a filter option where you can select the clinician you want to see the schedule of.
So answer is yes, Tatiana. So hopefully that is something you're excited about. Okay. Paul, you have another question. Great. Okay, you're saying, is there an app to the billing app? Or sorry, is there an update to the billing app? It badly needs larger fonts for printing out bills. Also needs to allow right revisions of prior entry to accommodate corrections for errors. Wait, okay, are you doing that to be funny? Like, do you want to make these? Okay. It's a great question though. Dana, do you want to take that one?
It currently has the same kind of billing functionality that you have on your current app, but these are great pieces of feedback that we can take back to our team of the way that the billing displays when it's printed, and the ability to edit invoices was brought up. So I'm guessing that's what's being referred to of revisions for prior entries.
Thanks for asking, Paul. Good question. Appreciate the multiple question submissions. Okay, our next question is from Teddy, who is asking, will the app allow clients to upload files such as IDs?
Yeah, I can take this. So we currently, in the billing and insurance section in the client profile, you can upload an insurance card from the app. You can also upload a credit card. So yeah, they can upload IDs into the app.
Great. So again, hopefully hopefully as we answer these, a lot of you are like, sweet, I didn't know that. So that would be the goal. Okay, let's see. Our next question is from Funme. Hopefully I'm saying your name properly. Will the new app allow me to edit invoices? Currently, I have to go through the browser in order to add credit card fees to the invoices, which slows my ability to collect client payments. We did touch on this earlier because we know this is a problem because someone had added, this is a problem, and we're aware. So I'm going to go ahead and say probably no, but I'm going to let Dana and Amitha elaborate.
That is correct. The new app doesn't allow edit invoices. You can view them. The edits are on the web product. But this is great feedback on more interest in potentially having this on the mobile app.
Great question. Okay, guys. Next question. It comes from Anna, Anna, another repeat question asker, which I appreciate. And she's asking, how does AI come into play if it does on the mobile app? I think, are you asking if we are leveraging AI, or I'm not sure if you're talking about our note taker product. We could answer both of those questions. Amitha, do you want to answer the note taker one?
Yeah. So if you have note taker enabled, meaning you've either are in the free trial or you're a paid subscriber of the product, it's available on mobile apps. So specifically, the primary use case for mobile is to use it for in-person sessions, using your mobile device to record the session, and then we'll do the transcription on the other end. Under appointment details, there's a button that shows up that allows you to hit record. If you're on a telehealth session, whether web or mobile, there's also a record button. So note taker is available on mobile. I think that's probably the primary question behind this question. Generally, AI, we haven't yet deployed other AI use cases. And as we do, we will be certain to make you all aware.
All right. Great question, Anna. Let's see. Now we've got a question from Jill, and she is asking, why does NoteTaker often have something that went wrong and couldn't draft a note? This happened to both of my in-person sessions this morning. Oh, okay. Slightly different than the mobile app, but luckily, Amitha actually happens to be an expert in both. I'm not sure if you've seen that before or have a hypothesis.
Yeah. I'm not sure specifically, Jill, why your sessions had this error. We are tracking error rates on mobile devices, and they're pretty low. They're about, last time I checked, less than 3% or so of the time. And typically it's there was an issue with either the internet or you logged out of the recording before you closed it. But we can certainly chat with our internal team and take a look at your specific use cases if you get in contact with CS to see if there's anything else underlying. But when we've investigated this previously, it's typically either the internet disconnected for some reason, or the session was closed without ending the recording. And there should be in product prompts now that remind you to stop the recording to prevent that issue.
But thanks for asking, Jill. It's important because if you're using Note Taker, which sounds like you are, we're excited about that. Okay, let's see. Our next question is from Berenice. Hopefully I'm saying your name properly. My Q&A section, but look, it does work because I'm seeing your question. So I want you to know that it is working. But I wanted to ask, will we get a family function? Dina, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think it kind of circles back to the question earlier about adding siblings and having multiple email addresses. So I will take that back to the team. I know it's something that we've discussed internally to grow the family functionality. All
right, so definitely on our radar, Berenice. Hopefully I'm saying your name properly. I always feel bad. Let's see. I was going to share it, but Audrey is telling me there's no need to repeat questions that haven't answered. Thank you, Audrey. I appreciate that. Sometimes people get grouchy, but I appreciate that vote of confidence. Okay. Paul, another repeat questioner, is asking, is there progress on split billing for two parents of a child after divorce? I really appreciate the emphasis you're placing on your questions, Paul. Let's see. Dina, is there progress?
I would have to get back to Paul on that one, on all of these like family issues, but I appreciate the feedback, and there's a lot for us to take back to the team.
Really appreciate your questions, Paul. We know it's important to you. Okay.
I will just add back to that on the app, you can apply partial payments. I'm not sure if that helps in that use case. But yeah, just want to throw that out.
Great question. Let's see. Anna is asking, is there a seminar on Note Taker? Oh, well, in fact, there is, Anna. Is there a seminar on Note Taker of people's questions? We have a couple of live streams, and we can follow up with you. We also have Q&A, as well as CS Help Center articles. So a lot of resources on Note Taker, guys. So definitely check those out if you have questions or if you have not seen those. I watched that myself because I had my own questions and thought it was really helpful. So, okay, let's see. This one also, I'm sorry, Audrey, but Zoe wants to know when we'll be able to use dictation to do notes. And I have to answer her question. We did answer this one, but Dana, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, we currently do support dictation on both the iOS mobile and iPad. So I guess that's something we can look into, that it's not clear that we're supporting it and where to find it. So that's great feedback, and we will look into that for you.
Great. Okay. I think this is more of a comment, Patricia. The dark green, we know, we totally hear you. You're right. You're very right. We're gonna make that a big note of that, and make sure that we kind of maybe put that places when we talk about colors. But it's true.
We should not be allowed to name colors anymore, Steph.
Right. We've got a whole creative team, you guys, and they are fantastic, but they would be not happy with us because we're just over here butchering it and calling it green or whatever. And it's probably like mallard green or something like that.
Forest green. I don't know.
This is not our forte, guys. So we hear you. Okay, our next question, and we just have a room for I think maybe two more. Linda's saying, are you aware of how poor the telehealth, I think she means quality, app is? Clients dislike the quality. Linda, we've definitely heard comments on this, and we go through our CS tickets as we get feedback on the telehealth app. So it is definitely something that we've worked and done a bunch of work on. So hear you. Amitha, do you want to summarize anything else about ongoing work on the app?
Yeah, we've spent the better part of the last maybe 9 months or so steadily increasing and improving quality on telehealth. So we have a new provider, which we switched over to. We've done a bunch of updates on both the settings as well as optimizations. we're actually in the process of running several experiments on how we can continue to optimize settings. Everyone's combination of device, internet speed, where you're located is different, which adds a lot of variability to the telehealth quality. Some of it's within our control, some of it's totally outside of SimplePractice's control, but we're doing a lot of testing to say how can we optimize an individual setting. It can be things like what speed, bandwidth speed you're using, what quality of video are we displaying, which will help. Over the last several months, we've certainly seen improvements. We have an internal score of measuring how well did we perform, and that's improved by about 10% over the last 6 weeks or so. So we're making steady improvements. Hopefully you're noticing some of those changes and it's improving, and we're continuing to work really hard to make this work even more increasingly better over the next several months and years.
Totally hear you though, Linda. So yes, we are absolutely working on that. It's something we work on a lot because we know how critical it is to you guys. So thank you for asking. Okay, guys, that is the end of our scheduled time because we do want to be respectful of everyone's time. So I just want to wrap by a few quick sort of plugs, if you will. So upcoming, we have another live stream on August 13th about AI and your clients building trust through transparent communication. That is a really, really big topic that we've gotten quite a few inquiries, comments, thoughts, questions about. So I would definitely bookmark that if you want to attend. Of course, it'll be recorded, but you could attend it live, even better. So, a lot of diving into the ethical and legal considerations around AI, which is huge. So please attend that August 13th if you can. We'll send you a link to register for that, along with additional resources about the mobile app today for your reference in the future. And then, as always, we're available on our community in Facebook if you want to answer questions or if you want to reach out to see us. Thank you so much for taking the time. We really appreciate it, and we hope it was helpful.